Hey everybody, it's the top of the hour, which around here still doesn't mean what you think it should. It means that you've still got a little bit of time to get yourself all ready, get some snacks, get something to drink, get all comfy cozy, and of course remember to share that link out with your friends and family not already in the stream, because Bodi Pozi Comedy will begin in about 2.5 minutes. Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Bodi Pozi Comedy. Please welcome to the screen your host, Dan Smith.
Woo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bodi Pozi Show. Well, here we are back on Zoom stream comedy. This is not the ideal situation, but hey, we have got a fantastic show for you tonight from comedians from far and wide. So we're going to get to that very soon, but first I'm going to talk for a few minutes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in the foothills, up in the country, and the thing that I miss most about living up there was being underneath the stars, just going out and watching the stars. Sometimes I would go out when I was a kid and just sit under the stars, and my mom would make me my favorite sandwich, a pastrami sandwich. They were especially good when you had a really nice view of Orion's belt. Orion's belt. Right? All right, never mind.
Oh!
There we go.
It's a bread pun.
It's a bread pun. And, of course, you had to have the Milky Way for dessert, right? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just feeling a little spacey tonight, I guess. Speaking of astronomy, though, it reminded me that I heard that they're putting out, they're developing a new condiment that when you use it on your food, it actually makes it possible for you to travel through time. Yeah. It's called mustardus. No Dr. Who fans here? I can't remember who told me that. What?
I was singing the TARDIS song. I was singing it.
I didn't know there was a TARDIS song. Yeah, I'm a bad.
Chris Carlson will play a little Doctor Who riff or later.
Perfect.
That's it. Yeah, we can request things like that. Okay, perfect. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dan.
That's all right. Well, I'm making my request right now for the Doctor Who song from Chris. Not right now. During your set. I'm sober. I quit drinking. You know, a lot of you guys know that already. You know, I had to quit drinking though, because if I had gotten one more DUI in my wheelchair, my wheels were gonna get impounded. Talk about a pub crawl. I tell you though, I am having a little bit of a hard time with it. You know, all those meetings, they're all downstairs in church basements. You know, they're all 12-step programs. Where's the program with a ramp? You know, the ADA compliant AA. But now that I stopped drinking, I do drink a lot more coffee now, like a lot of recovering alcoholics. And you know, I was in line in the drive-thru the other day at the coffee shop, and there was a sign on the window that said, all forms of payment now accepted. I thought, sweet, you know, and I got to the window and that was bullshit. Yeah, they were not interested in accepting all my unused drink tickets from the shows from the last 2.5 years. Wouldn't even think about taking them. But I tell you, the one drink that I never understood how somebody could willingly consume is a Bloody Mary. You know, I feel like the Bloody Mary was made by someone, was invented by someone whose doctor told them, you know, you really need to start consuming more vegetables and less alcohol. And they said, no, can't do, doc. Best I can do is meet you halfway. And you know what? I'm sticking a piece of bacon in it because fuck you, doc. When I was younger, I know that I'm getting older now. I'm going to be 44 in a couple weeks. And I know that I'm getting older because, you know, when I was younger, I was going to open every door for myself. You know, I don't care who's around. I'm opening the door for myself every time. Yeah. Now, if I get to the door, somebody's standing there, I'll just be like, oh, yeah. Somebody starts walking up. I'm like, finally! I've been sitting here for an hour waiting for you guys. Somebody open the door. This joke isn't going the way I thought it would. We're going to work on that one. You know, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. I'm just going to tell you about one more thing. My wife and I, we've been married for 15 years now. People still ask me, hey, thank you, Darren, thank you. People still ask me, hey, is your wife in a wheelchair too? Yeah, I don't go around asking you guys, hey, so does your spouse also ask really fucking stupid questions? No, she's not in a wheelchair. She has a fetish for them. My lady likes her role play. All right, ladies, that's going to be my time. And like I said, we've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight. So we're going to move right on with it. We're going to bring up our first comedian tonight, who's joining us all the way from Toronto, Canada. So please give a big warm welcome to Desiree Walsh.
Hello. When I agreed to go first, I didn't think about that it actually meant I would be going first. That is really fun. I am from Canada. There's really no joke there at this point. It's not even a humble brag because we are about neck and neck with you guys in America for the COVID and the Omicron things. And I gotta tell you, as somebody who's been doing like Zoom comedy for close to a year, maybe 2 now, I don't know. I think every day is Wednesday now. It sucks to not be on my Zoom soapbox anymore. Like, whoever said don't judge people, I think it was Jesus, has never, ever been the superior country in the pandemic. And then, quite frankly, I miss it. I miss it. I am also in a wheelchair, like our host Dan. You just can't see it because of Zoom. I think most of you knew that, but just in case you didn't, I use a wheelchair. And for those of you who already knew that, I am still disabled from the last time you saw me. Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many people. Oh, shoot. I have been drinking those essential oils, but to no avail. But you wouldn't believe how many people I run into from my past that are like, you still can't walk, eh? And then they sound like that because I'm Canadian. But it's like, yeah, paralysis is permanent. It's not like a skill I haven't acquired. Is it left then right or right then left? And what do I do with my arms? We'll try to get them in the shot. Do I hold them out real straight or do I swing them? This would be a sick act out if we weren't on Zoom. I don't know. It just seems all very complicated. I think I will just get a $7,000 wheelchair and live my life like that. Yes, it'll be much easier. Fun fact, if we were in America, that wheelchair would be $5,000. Our dollar's low in Canada, and it's funny. It's very funny. I like doing comedy with Americans because I am learning so much about your country. For example, did you all know New Jersey is a state? Because I didn't. For most of my life, I thought it was a suburb of New York. Turns out I was getting it mixed up with Staten Island. I don't know very much about Staten Island, so I decided to Google it, and the tourism website with 13 interesting facts about Staten Island came up. And the best one, the most flattering, is that they have the largest garbage dump in the U.S. Isn't the garbage something we're supposed to be hiding from the tourists? Like, I'm from Toronto, and on our tourism website, we talk about the lake and the Sky Dome and the CN Tower. My tourism website's from the 90s. That's why the Sky Dome's there. That's a little joke for the Canadians. But we leave out the garbage and the negative stuff. Like, there's no affordable housing. We're not very wheelchair accessible, and we're kind of mean for a Canadian city. Like, other Canadian cities do not like us, but you should come see us. You should come see us. As I've also been learning about the food in America. That's right. It is different. You guys have something called the Uncrustable. They're behind me. And for those of you who don't know, it is a frozen peanut butter sandwich made by Smuckers. We don't have these abominations in Canada, but I'm told they're like the white trash cousin of the Pop-Tart or the red-headed stepchild of the Pizza Pocket. And I know what you're thinking because I'm thinking it too. America, wouldn't it be easier to make a peanut butter sandwich? Because with an Uncrustable, you have to thaw it and cook it and then eat it. And I recently did this joke, and an American comedian was like, no, like, you don't have to thaw it or cook it. Just eat it frozen. And now I have more questions than I have answers, America. Because why are we paying money for the worst day of grade 2? When the ice pack fell on top of the sandwich, why are we paying money for that? And I did this joke again recently, and another take anything away from my set, take away that American comedians are very helpful. Was like, no, like, you don't eat them frozen. You just take it out of the freezer and you let it thaw naturally. And now I have the question, is it a friend or is it food? Because, like, what do you mean? You just take it out of the freezer, cuddle it, hold it close, sing it Tana Dancer to the desired temperature you need. What I'm saying is I think Smuckers needs to be stopped between that and the Goober grape. There's a lot of talk about what's wrong with America or what happened to America these days. And quite frankly, as a person who only recently discovered New Jersey was a state and has said more than once this year, what's a New England again? And also discovered that there's not two New York states. It's just one big state. For a long time, I thought Buffalo, New York, and the island were different. I'll work on that. But I don't think I'm entitled to an opinion, is my point. But I do think it started with the invention of the Uncrustable. The other thing I learned about the U.S. while doing comedy here is the lexicon handicapped is still widely used in your country. I found that fascinating because in Canada, that's a bit of a slur. We don't use that in English Canada. And really, you shouldn't use the word handicapped either. Not because it's ignorant, but because someone might hear you and think you are from, I can't believe I'm still doing this joke, and think you are from the 1980s and then get all excited because you obviously have a time machine to escape 2022. When I started doing that joke, it was 2020. Yeah, so they will be disappointed when they discover you are just a dad with a trucker hat. And I know what you're thinking. Desiree, can I still use the word crippled? And you can, but the problem with the word crippled is that only certain people can say it, and you often don't know if you're one of those people till well after it is out of your mouth, and then it is awkward. And just a little tip, if you're in this audience thinking, actually, this is probably not the best show to do this at, but if you're in the audience thinking, I could probably say the word crippled, you for sure cannot say the word crippled. Like, that is how you can tell. On a personal note, I hate the term special needs because it makes it sound like the disabled are asking for a bowl of just green M&Ms. I am not asking for a bowl of just green M&Ms. I want the same resources as the walkies. I want to be in the same spaces as the walkies without actually being a walkie because that looks terrible. I do not know how you do it all day, walkies. Up and down on your meat legs. I do not know. People often say I am inspiring for doing comedy from a wheelchair. I am not inspiring for doing stand-up comedy from a wheelchair. It is you, the walkies, on your meat legs, up and down all day. I want to have a fundraiser for you people. That is how inspiring you are. I'll see if I can get this one in. Other fun facts about me. I live in a wheelchair accessible house. I'm not sure a lot of people find that fascinating. What did you think? 3-floor walk up. I'm your girl. No, I live in a wheelchair accessible house, but it is not walkie accessible. In that I don't have any chairs for you people. I don't. And before the lockdown, I had one of you people over, and I learned that it is rude and kind of insensitive to offer somebody the toilet as a chair, even if you bring in the Netflix on the laptop and the retro snacks Dunkaroos. Apparently, I am still kind of an a-hole friend. Thank you. I've been Desiree Walsh. Have a good night.
Woo! Woo! Once again for Desiree Walsh. If you're thinking, can I say crippled? Ask yourself, am I crippled? If
yes.
you're not, you can't.
Yes.
If you
that's pretty much how it goes.
Pretty much. Yeah. And Desiree reminded me of one of my favorite things about Zoom comedy is when I just finished my whole set and threw all the wheelchair jokes and realized I didn't mention I'm in a wheelchair.
I've also done that too. So you just look like an able body.
Thank you, Desiree. That was great. time for our next comedian. Our next comedian is no stranger to the show at all. In fact, he is our lovely producer. Please give a warm welcome to our producer, our friend, Derek Dozier.
Hello, hello.
Woo!
Dan is so real over Zoom. Dan is able to express so fucking much of his truth and his heart. My dogs believe he's here right now and are barking with anticipation. That's how fucking real this guy Dan is. If you don't know him, okay? He's a real motherfucker.
If nothing else, I connect with dogs.
And Desiree's from Canada, but I don't know about you up in Canada, but that's all Americans care about at all. That's all we give a fuck about at all is my dog comfortable? You know, we're just keeping our dogs comfortable. I stopped doing certain holidays. I don't even do 4th of July. I don't leave the house anymore because my dogs are scared. I can't go anywhere. I can't hang out with you. My dogs are terrified. I thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful to have Desiree on the show. I'm so grateful to meet Desiree and have this excuse to meet Desiree. Thank you. This is Bodi Pozi Comedy. This is the excuse to start this make 'em ups and stand-up comedy talking time. We started doing this over Zoom. So we're so grateful and happy to be here now. And it's so fucking awesome. And I have the great privilege of giving a space for people in wheelchairs to finally be more comfortable than you when they're performing. I am very grateful for that. I usually don't pay them for that, but I still, I give them shitty stage time. And if you know anything about stand-up, that's mostly what it is anyway.
Whoa!
I'm a medium gay human being. I'm medium gay. I came to be medium gay. You know, I was thinking about it. What genitals do I like? What is it? What am I into? And it came to me. I think I like them all. You know, I think I'm really just an either or. Yes, please, is my position. You know, like I really am just. You got a fat, a skinny, a wide, a frothy, and in between. Well, I guess truly I'm most interested if you have a fat in between. I haven't seen so many of those in betweens, so I'm genuinely just so curious and fascinated. But you know, people with in betweens don't really want to hear that shit, so I have to keep it to myself. And just hope that the person I'm with may have an in between. I have 3 stories for you tonight. About my body. But before that, I want to talk about racism. And racism, we don't want to use that. We don't want to assume that because somebody's ethnicity, they're any kinds of way. We don't want to make those assumptions. But some people have expertise. Okay? Do you know any deaf people? Deaf people know a fuckload more about lighting than you do. They know a lot more about lighting. Deaf people talk with their hands. And so if they're arguing with their lover in bed, there needs to be a fucking light on. You know, there has to be light so they can make a point. Otherwise, this asshole next to me won't know my feelings right now. I think I stop me if I'm wrong, my friend. Stop me if I'm wrong. But I think people in wheelchairs know more about changing a tire than you do. They just acquired the information. It's they know how to do the task. You know, it could be on a car, it could be on an airplane. They're gonna know a little tip that you haven't considered. I think there's expertise that does exist out in the world. But okay, so these are three stories about my body. One of them is about my body dealing with pee and pants. One of these is about my body being incarcerated, and the other is a first blowjob story. And I'm going to save that for last because if you're already sick of me, we won't do that. Okay, so indicate how sick of me you are by then, and we'll decide whether to do that. But I wasn't in jail a very long time. I wasn't, but I was there just long enough to learn, that if you get a Nazi, if you get a skinhead, a white supremacist, to eat a morsel of food from my hand, he'd roll right over and show me his belly. I could turn that skinhead into such a good boy. If I could get him to eat food from my hand. Those of you who haven't been to jail or watched a lot of television where white supremacy is popular, you may not know white supremacists won't eat food given to them by people of color. That's part of their supremacy. That's one of their gang rules, So in case you wanted to understand why am I trying to trick Nazis to eat food, that's why. But yeah, I was in jail, truthfully. My parents were both prison guards. So being raised by two prison guards really did help me rehearse for real jail. It was very familiar. But in jail, they gave me some books. I was with another guy for a little bit, but I also had a couple days alone, just days alone by myself with a book. And I read to myself and I did push-ups, and that was really fine. I was really okay for those days. I set a workout standard that I try to maintain to this day, being by myself in jail. But the special part of that jail trip, I am a medium gay person, like I said. I didn't come out till maybe I was 25, but at the age of 21, when I was in jail, I was very much in love with a boy. I was very much in love with a boy named Ben, and we spent most of our time together. The period I was in jail was definitely the longest time we had spent apart in years at that point. And I was madly in love with that boy, but I was very much suppressing it. But I couldn't resist being a bit of a queen. I couldn't resist using my grace. I couldn't resist. There was a gentleman in jail with me. I got transferred from my alone cell into a big group dormitory with all the other fellas, and they ask you, well, hey, are you in a gang? No, I'm not in a gang. Are you in a gang? Were you in a gang? Is your family in a gang? No, I don't know. Where are you from? What city are you from? What's your name? Because they genuinely are going to try and research if I am in a gang, if my known affiliates are in a gang, because they're going to move me into a dorm with 200 other dudes, okay? And if I'm in with a dorm of the wrong gang members, they're gonna beat me up extra, or they may come after me. So they really suss this out because they then placed me in a group, in a jail with gang member affiliates that they thought I would happen to pair well with, and others I had never heard of, but they weren't near their, enemies. So they had this group separated from those people. While I was there, they told me, the people explained to me, in jail, you have your card, you're black. There's the whites, and then there's Latinas. There's or your other, because there's generally, or in California jails, there's few enough Asian people or Filipino people or American Indian, or excuse me, First Nation people to represent their own gang in jail. So they kind of group together as this other, they're not being watched out for. And even in this little dorm of 200 dudes, that was true. There was this general this little group of these others that like there's one Asian dude from my high school who I knew, nice guy, and real nice guy. Stole some cars, was not really trying to get in that much trouble, but he was there. But there was a First Nations dude with real long hair. In this dorm, we learned the rule was if your hair isn't braided tidily, the rule enforced by these white prison guards, if your hair isn't braided tidily, then we'll cut your hair. At the time, I had very long hair. Since then, I've gone quite bald. I'm trying to grow it back out to get some hair weaved back on. So I'm coming back. I'm sick of this being in a mask COVID shit, people thinking I may be white. I need braids. I need to indicate to motherfuckers I'm brown, okay? It's coming. But at this time, this dude who became my friend, we really hadn't talked at all, but he had this long hair that to him meant something. It was his fucking hair. He had been growing it. He was a clean, well-kept dude, even in jail, and they were going to cut his hair if he couldn't braid it. And I come up to him and I ask him, can you braid your own hair? Do you know how to braid? He said no. And I say, and he asked me if I braided for him. And I don't have a hair tie, and I'm not a very good braider. And so I had to, I pulled elastic bands out of my sock to use as a hair tie and just braided his hair as high up as I could. I started, in his scalp and tried to French braid, just get it all in one big braid. And then he could kind of tuck it up so it wasn't on his shoulders anymore, so the guards wouldn't cut his hair. That is my story about my body in jail braiding hair. Similarly, sometimes I try to do favors. Okay, I want to be a good person. I see someone gonna catch shit or someone feeling badly. I just want to do something. Okay, I don't want to sit on shittily. I work in schools. I work with kids. I'm a teacher's aide hired by a temp company. This shitty temp company pays me a little bit more than I would make if I worked officially at the schools. But because I don't work officially at the schools, I can be fired or moved anytime. I may not know what school I'm being paid to go to that day. It's really uncomfortable, but I like the kids. I'm there. I'm with the kids. So I leave the classroom of pre-K kids that I'm working with, and right outside of the door of the classroom I'm in, near the office of the school, sitting in front of the office is a gentleman, who stands up and shuffles when he sees me, and I see he's clearly peed his pants. He has a Jack Skellington hoodie on that would fit me, so he's way older than the kids I'm working with right now. He's maybe at least 4th, 5th grade, and I see his peed his pants and he's trying to kind of hide it. And I try to not call it out. I started just looking for pants for him. I go into the office and say, hey, do you guys have pants? And I bring my one-on-one, my kid with me, my pre-K kid, and they start help for him. No, not for him, for somebody else. I need some pants. And they said, oh no, we don't have any pants. And so I go to another classroom, the special ed class, and ask them, oh, do you guys have some pants for this size kid? We don't have any pants that size. And so I'm walking back and forth past this gentleman while I'm trying to help him out. And I still can't help him. I haven't yet. I say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna look in my car. Your sweatshirt would fit me. My pants would probably fit you. I'm gonna go look in my car. So I go to my car. Constantly arriving late. I'm parked in such a way that the classroom I work in, if you look out of the window of the classroom, you see my car. So I'm running to my car, kind of down the street, not quite in the parking lot because the kids are trying to show up to work. So that's all busy. So I'm running down the street to get to my car, then I get in, and so I'm worried that the teacher I'm supposed to be helping is watching me run back and forth to my car. But I get to my car and come back to the class, I find some pants, a pair of my dead father's favorite pants in the car. I say they're my dead father's favorite pants, not because they were his favorite pair. He liked these pants so much, he bought 7, 8, 9 pairs of these same pants in a few different colors and a few different sizes. So I mean, like, I have others. I think I still have another replacement, and so I know I can give these pants to this kid. This is a great, boom, done. I can do this easily. Find it, go find the kid, give him the pants. It's awkward. He goes into the bathroom. I take him into the bathroom in the office, let him use the staff bathroom. What the fuck not? Why does it hurt me? Another staff member walks up, goes to use the bathroom. He didn't lock the door. She walks in on him. So that's a reason maybe why I shouldn't have done that part. But it goes fine. He ties a rope around it, around my big stupid belt loops, ties his Jack Skellington hoodie around his waist, and is back into class. I arrive at school this morning. Today. This genuinely was yesterday. This was genuinely this morning. And the teacher of my class says, "Oh yeah, the principal wants to talk to you. There could have been a liability issue, like when you helped that kid." No, what? How did I gave him pants, we weren't I didn't take him anywhere else. We were in front of the office at the, in this fenced school. And so as I'm getting somewhat reprimanded, I say, what should I have done? Just tell me what I should have done. As the principal's reprimanding me, I just say, bring him inside, bring him into the office. I say, I stood outside and asked these people for pants. I let them know what the emergency was. Well, you didn't bring him inside. So I know, but I'm also very willing to lose that job at work. I'm willing to lose that job. Okay, I'm going to wrap up and let Katie get in here. I want to say one little thing. Just one little thing. You, all my good white friends out here in America, in Canada, all my English-speaking white friends out there, it's gotten harder to do racial impressions over the years. It's gotten more uncomfortable for white people to get to do impressions of other ethnicities. But here is a simple tip for how you can. All it takes is do not do Asian voice. Don't do Asian voice. Be more specific. Pick a single Asian, do that voice. Don't do Japanese voice. Do George Takei. It's okay to be Takei. Instead of doing Mexican voice, do Cheech Marino. Don't do black guy voice. Do someone specific, like Mike Tyson. He's got a real distinct voice, and he is a black guy. So you can do the voice that you want. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to all the comics tonight. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Katie. Give a round of applause to Dan and Katie and everybody else tonight. Thank you, Jesse Jones. Please click the subscribe and stuff on your Patreons and Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, Patreon, and please give it up for Katie.
Thank you so much. Now I'm thinking about really terrible racial impressions that I've heard in comedy. It's in my head now.
This is God. Do them for these people. Come on, Katie.
Yeah, no, I can't. I do not do impersonations. I am tone deaf, so I can neither sing nor impersonate people well. I feel like there's one or two small accents that I can do, and they just come naturally. I cannot force them, because as my best friend once told me, every time I try to do any accent, I sound Australian. Every time. I just sound Australian. And it was, I've had 2 harsh truths told to me in my life. One of them was yeah, Katie, stop doing impressions. You sound Australian every time. The other one was, Katie, you cannot sing. And that's okay. And it was two harsh truths. And it's fine. I'm funny, so it makes up for both of those things. So it's cool, which I will hopefully prove to y'all now. I was talking to my mom about an hour and a half ago, and I had actually found out that I was approved for an apartment today. and which is really crazy and good, and because my credits is terrible. And so actually this just proves that my streak continues of selling myself to people the way that I used to sell people like leisure wear. Like the same way. It's the same skill, except for I'm just being like, I will be responsible and pay you things and not break your stuff. That's who I am as a person. And apparently I've done it yet again. I've lived in the same place for 5 years, and I'll be moving in about a month. And like I said earlier, I really got off track there. I was talking to my mom, and I said at the end of the phone call, I was like, hey mom, I have a favor to ask of you. And she was like, okay. And I was like, can you mail my birthday card on time this year? Like, can you mail it on time? Like, can you just like make sure it gets here by my birthday? Because my mom notoriously either forgets cards completely or they come way late. And so like for most of my adult life, I've never gotten my feelings hurt, but I went through a breakup somewhat recently. So I was like, really need the birthday card on time this year, mom. Everything's hinging on it. Thank you very much. Because that's what a breakup does to you. Also, my cat loves to crash my comedy sets.
Oh.
He'll be dead asleep, and then the minute I start doing stand-up, he's like, oh, it's time for me to also be on camera. I think he just likes to be seen and be adored. Actually, let's talk about Charlie. This is Charlie. And he is my, as they say, fur baby. I know it's not fun. I don't know. Not everybody likes the expression fur baby, but he really is kind of like having a kid because you might have noticed he's very fluffy. And I don't know how many times I've had to be like, oh, hey, buddy, there's some poop on you. You missed it. And I've had to wipe my cat's ass. Like, just had to wipe my cat's ass. And I feel like that's the same as having a kid. Except for, like, my cat doesn't holler from the other room saying, I don't know how to do this. I just have to chase him to get him to let me fix it. But no, he's pretty rad. Let's see. I'm also, I have MS. I have brain damage. And so basically, as a comedian, I've been doing this for a while, but I'm now starting to do it without set list. So I'm not using a set list tonight. This is just like coming from my very damaged brain. So look out. It's going to get crazy in here. But I do have some real things to talk about. And one of the things, okay, so like, I don't know if you guys have this experience with your friends where your friends will be like, okay, so like, I'm doing this like planet saving thing. Like I've decided that we're gonna just like use the towels that we wipe our butts with, but then we wash them because like we're gonna save the planet this way. Like I don't know if you have friends like this or you know people like this, but it makes me like both like also like impressed with like people's like let's go, and also why do people put the burden of saving the planet on each like why do we do that to each other? Like capitalism has fooled us so bad that we were like, clearly this is our fault. Clearly we must be the ones to solve this. We did this. Clearly us, peons, we did this. So we all are like, we better stop using straws and we better start recycling all of our bags. And like, we're doing like we're buying water that's in boxes. Like we are doing crazy things. Like we have boxed water now. It's just, we're doing all these things. And like, yeah, plastic is terrible and it's really bad. There is a whole thing of it in the Pacific Ocean the size of Texas. Like it's really bad. But did you guys know, and this is real, did you guys know that about 0.02% of that is plastic straws? Really tiny amount. Most of that plastic island is corporate fishing waste. And so this does get funny, I promise. It's funny. And then, but no, it's so like people are out here being like, we gotta save the turtles, we gotta use paper straws, and fuck paper straws, fuck a paper straw. Paper straws, like someone was like, do you want to put the paper towels from elementary school in your mouth right now to get it? That's what a paper straw is. That is what a paper straw is. That is what it is, and I don't like it. And the whole thing about straws only happened, like people were like, we got to get them out of the cities. It only happened because there was a viral video about a turtle who was doing cocaine. Mm-hmm. You know, don't you remember that? They were like, oh my God, this poor turtle's doing cocaine. We have to keep the turtles from doing more cocaine. So like, they just started getting banned everywhere. And I think people sort of forgot. like that straws were actually invented for disabled people. Like that's where they came from. Like they were invented for disabled people to help people be able to drink with dignity. That is where straws came from. And then they kind of got like co-opted by like Mary and Susan and Barbara at their barbecues. And so, and then fast forward, now they're trying to get rid of them. It's a whole thing. Now let's circle back to corporate fishing trash. So we're out here making people drink out of paper towels, making people get rid of their straws, when really what we should be doing is not eating sushi. I know you can't even laugh there because that's such a painful idea. Like, how dare I try to take sushi out of the hands of white people? Like, why would I do that to everyone? People are like, not my spicy tuna. I keep telling this to people, and they're like they'll be with me until I say the sushi part, and they're like, you're wrong. There's a better way to fix it. There's a better way. And I was like, yeah, have you seen how many sushi buffets there are? Do you understand that there isn't that many fish? Like, this is a problem. All right. Let's talk about MS. Let's talk about MS a little bit. So I have MS. I got diagnosed when I was 19. I'm about to be 38 now. So I'm almost to my 20-year anniversary of my diagnosis. Thank you very much. We'll be having a very big party in a couple years. But yeah, I got diagnosed when I was 19, which basically means that I drank a lot in my 20s. And because I was just like, I'm fine. Look how much drinking I can do. And look how good my arms work. Like I was like, I'm fine. I'm just pretending like I'm in college. But then like things did start to like get a little rough. I started to have some like symptoms. And one of the things that like happened pretty early, like I was still in my 20s when this started to happen, is that I started to piss myself when I would laugh. Like I would pee myself when I would laugh, cough, sneeze, anything. It was as if like many babies had gone through my vagina. Like it was very weird, just all the pee all the time. And a few years back when I became a stand-up comedian, one of the first things I wrote jokes about was pissing my pants. Because it was a lot of stories that I had, and my body like heard the stories and jokes, and then doubled down on the bad behavior. Because now when I laugh or cough or sneeze, I just come, like, I just come, and people are like, "Oh, yay, you have an orgasm!" And I'm like, "No, not an orgasm. It's like, just like." No, wet bathing suit. like the worst day, like just the worst day, just the wet bathing suit that you can't get off. Like it's like that. And I think one of the best things about Zoom comedy is that now no one has to be worried about where I've been sitting. No one has to go, where have they been sitting? Like where I'm safe. And like that's basically like all of you tonight, anyone watching, you are all safe from my cum. Like you're welcome. Like you are protected from the power of Zoom. Like you came in here going, I'm protected from COVID, but you're also protected from Katie's cum. You know, it's a good time. I am gonna go ahead and do this last one, I think, and then I think that's good for me. Is I'm gonna talk to you guys about another thing that I have to deal with a lot, which is that there's really like not a great way to put it. I have a broken asshole. I've got a broken beehole, and if some of you are like, what does that mean? And then some of you also are like, please stop talking. Please don't tell us anything more about your butthole. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Basically, it's kind of like have you ever like lost the twist tie for a bag of bread, and you had to like twist it and fold it under?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's my butthole.
Oh.
That's my butthole. Just a wish and a prayer with that tuck under, just hoping that it will work out. I've been stuck on the toilet many a times because I'm just like, will you close, you fucking bastard? Like, you just okay. So like, if you haven't figured it out, like my butthole just like doesn't shut. But also because it doesn't shut properly, it does make for some hilarity. So it's not all bad. Everyone, when I was still with my partner and during the first part of quarantine, I was informed that when I fart, it sounds like ducks quacking. And it doesn't just sound like one kind of duck. It sounds like all the ducks, like every emotional range of duck, like sad duck, happy duck, alarm duck, like just all the ducks, just and in like my deepest panic of being in quarantine, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get like gassed up. I'm gonna go to the park and I'm gonna bag a bunch of ducks and I'm gonna sell them by the side of the road because this is a wild time. This is what we're doing. But really, with all the extra time that I ended up having because I wasn't working, I was just like hoping that I could like find someone whose kink it might be to like maybe just like blow in it like a Nintendo cartridge to see if that would solve the problem. If you know anyone, I've been Katie Zane. Thank you so much for having me. This has been the Bodi Pozi Show.
Thank you, Katie. That was great. Katie was talking about when she was in her 20s. Tell you 3 things about me when I was in my 20s. When I was 26, I thought that I was getting older because I was over a quarter of a century years old. I also thought that getting older wouldn't be so bad because my body has never worked properly, so it won't be any different. The third thing about me when I was in my 20s is I was a big dumb idiot. Oh my goodness! Katie is joining us from Chicago. I'm jealous of that because it's a windy city. All I would have to do is grab a big parachute and go outside, and I'd never have to push again. So that's why I'm jealous of Katie. Anyway, thank you again, Katie. That was wonderful. We've got one more guest for you tonight, bringing you a song tonight, a musical guest. Please welcome Chris Carlson, Christopher Carlson.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Dan. Hello. You wanted the Doctor Who song?
Sure, yes.
Yeah, okay. And then I was going to do a little comedy along on the side, but this is the Doctor Who song. And then you go, wee woo. Hello, everyone. I grew up in a very like competitive youth sports culture, and also a theater and dancing culture. So there was no like, that's enough. Like that's enough. Dancing, that's enough running. So I was twisting my ankle trying to, just keep up with a cross country team or just to play soccer and PE. And I would damage my body in these ways. And then I would be on crutches and like getting bed sores on my feet from having to change like my dressings as like a pubescent kid. And I remember being in sex ed and like wondering why they were telling me these things because no one should want to be fucking me as a like 13-year-old anyway. But at the same time, they were like, you can squirt. And I was like, I've been masturbating for a long time in my life. And I never knew that. So I was home, one night I was conservative. So I was listening to Rush Limbaugh. So like 2004, I was not very cool. I was walking around school going like this, like war, And I remember I was listening to Rush Limbaugh. I had put my feet up on the wall and I had tried to suck my own dick and I couldn't. So I just went back to normal masturbating. And I thought to myself, what they said at school that we can squirt. And what if that happened to me? And just then it did. And my life has not been easy since. I was able to get my free dopamine from like the age of 7 on until that point when it became a messy and sticky situation for me. And also a thing that I kind of felt like I had to hide from people until I had done enough conversation and earned their trust and been like, hey, like, do you want to see this? I have a song about a sea turtle fetish that I don't have, but the sea turtles might. And because I heard about the sea turtles and I went to the Monterey Aquarium, I learned that sea turtles eat jellyfish. And it's because sea turtles eat jellyfish that they have these very scary looking mouths that look like the thing from Star Wars when you open it up, they like And that is why plastic bags in the ocean are really bad, because if a sea turtle sees that, it eats a plastic bag. And the other animal that I learned, aren't that many, are sea otters. There are only a couple. Like, I thought that there were everywhere because I live in California, and California seems big, but in Monterey, so sea otters are mustelids, like ferrets, and like other aquatic animals, they don't have blubber. So if they get oil on their fur clumps, and then the cold water at the ocean just goes straight to their skin and they freeze to death. So all the work that we did to stop hunting these sea lions, now that we're putting like a very thin film of oil and chemicals on top of the ocean water, these things are gonna be gone before 2050. So it's gonna be really challenging for them, but that leaves more cocaine for the sea turtles, obviously. So assuming the sea turtles with this party dynamic, my friend Derek and I wrote a musical called Hell Yes Space. And in that musical, like in Star Trek, they transport whales to the future. They're transporting sea turtles, but they've got a pair that like the captain for his mustache. And that's what makes the captain different, is his mustache. I just saw my friend's dad for the first time in a long time, and he is one of those people that you can tell by the health of his mustache how happy he is, because he's one of the men get a certain power from being able to rock a mustache. And his son now, he's a grandpa, has grown a mustache and being a father. And that's something I aspire to. My friend Mikhail has one. So this captain has a very handsome mustache, and he takes a psychedelic from a Doctor Who type character to help him telepathically communicate with these sea turtles that he like watches all the time. So they've developed an emotional attachment to him, and he can finally hear their thoughts. And after this song, he goes and shaves his mustache out of disgust. But this is the sea turtle song. All right. Thank you. Such a mustache, Captain. Such specimen, so distinguished, they will carve you in stone, so that every future human female can fantasize about taking you home. I can smell your righteous, ambitious heart sounding off like a mega pheromone. So come on, Captain, have you considered trying heavy exotic petting? Sea turtles make great lovers. It's not switching teams, it's winning the game. We're especially attracted to mustaches. Flip us onto our backs and we'll scream your name. For 200 years, we live that long. I'm realizing that I'm remembering how funny this song is to me, but how also I've forgotten some of the chords. It's what every biologist dreams about. For 200 years, just look at our mouths. And then he goes and shaves his mustache. This has been Bodi Pozi Comedy. It's America. I'm not taking suggestions from Canadians, because you still have a prime minister who has done face many times and zero consequences. Basically. And at least, in America, it seems that we're having the consciousness to keep our residential schools under wraps, but it's really a really horrible thing all around. It is. So that we restore voter suffrage to prisoners in our country, we can fix our country politically. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you, Christopher. That was great. That was the best song about sea turtles I think I've ever heard.
Amazing.
That is going to be our show for tonight. What a great time. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you to our producer, Derek, Jesse at Stab Comedy. And also thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll hopefully see you back at Stab Comedy Theater next month for our February show.
Like, subscribe, share the picture, share the post. All your soft friends, they'll like this show.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
You too.
Good night.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for being here.
Great shit, Dan.
Thank you all. Thanks for joining us. That is the Bodi Pozi Comedy Show. But stick around. We're not done. We've got one more show? Question mark for you next. Come along and join the Stephen Ferris workout. That's right. Stephen Ferris in tiny, tiny shorts will be taking you through his workout. If that doesn't sound like a good-ass time for you, then I'm not entirely sure why you're on this channel. So hold on. It looks like we got about 7.5-ish minutes, depending on how quickly we can get Stephen set up. That's it for us for Bodi Pozi. Stick around for the Stephen Ferris workout.
Hello. I don't think so. Yeah. Good to see you. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Okay, I wrote some original music for it too. It's only 4 measures long and it's going to repeat the entire time. I'm not going to do that. Too complicated. No. Yeah. I guess I could. We'll see. Okay.
Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for the Stephen Ferris workout. Please welcome to your screen your fitness instructor for the evening, Stephen Ferris.
Hey, what's up? I'm Stephen Ferris, and I'm gonna work out with some weights and stuff. And I've got some music playing, and the music. I'm not sure if you're listening to me playing it or Jesse playing it, but if you're listening to me playing it, it's gonna stop playing probably. I just saw a strange cat run past my sliding door. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, the music. If you're listening to it coming through the microphone from my living room, it's gonna mysteriously stop playing like halfway through my workout, and so I'm gonna have to go start it again. But that won't take that long. I don't know what it is. I'm using AirPlay, and it just I don't know, it like thinks it's inactive or something. Anyway, this is gonna be a series of workouts that like my dad showed me, and I've been doing them, pretty much every week. And I don't know, it feels good to do them, so thought I'd just share them with everybody. So first, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna first I'm gonna do some squats. That wasn't part of what he showed me. I'm gonna do some squats, and then I'm gonna do some like tricep type push-ups. Okay, and I'm gonna do the squats. I'm gonna hold a 15-pound weight. Rest it on my shoulders and hold it in my hands, and I'm gonna do 15 of them. And then the push-ups, I'll probably only do 10, but we'll see. All right, so. These are the 15-pound weights right here. I don't know if you can hear me from over there, but I'm gonna start with those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I wanted to show from the side so you can see how I did it from the side, but you want to have your feet, I think, like this far apart. That's what my sister said. And then when you go down, you want to keep your chest up straight, and then your knee, you want to keep your knee positioned over your heel, and kind of like rest your weight on your heels to really stick that butt back there, because that way it's better for your back. By the way, I wrote this music that's playing right now. All right, now I'm gonna do the push-ups. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I got one more. Let's see. Barely. I think my form got a little wonky on that. I have to be careful doing them because of my shoulder. But the tricep ones, like that, are usually okay. Now I'm going to start doing the holds. But first I'm going to go and do one out like that. And then I'll do like a front raise one. And I do that with the 15 pounds as well. By the way, if you want to work out with me while you're watching this, you can. I'm going to hold it and count to 15. It doesn't have to be 15 seconds. You just count to 15, I think. And just a little break between that and doing the front raise one. Roll the shoulders a little bit. All right, here we go. After that one, then I usually do bicep curls, but again, it's just a hold for a count of 15. And for that one, I use 25-pound dumbbells. That time I kept counting after 15 for some reason. I got lost. My train of thought went elsewhere. I think I went to like 18, but that's fine. I got 3 extras. It's not really a big deal. I use the 25s because I can't. When I actually do the reps, I think right now I can only do like 13 with the 25s. Last time I only did 11. And so until I can do 15 reps with the 25s, I'm also going to keep doing the holds with the 25s. And then, once I get to 15, then maybe I'll start doing the holds with the 30-pound ones. Anyway, now I'm going to do this other hold where it's like a front raise, but with the hands turned inward like this. and I'm going to use the 15 pounds for that. So you go up and then turn like this. You guys want to see a cat? Did you see the cat? He just walked by. I went to get a drink and I let him in the house. That's my cat, not the one that I saw back here. But he was sniffing these weights because they've been outside, and I think that other cat outside peed on some of them. Like, I tried to clean them off. But he was sniffing the weights. I think he was going to try to pee on them too, to mark his territory. I don't know. I guess dogs pee on fire hydrants and cats pee on dumbbells, I guess. Who knew? Like, I had to put them out there to find out. So now I'm going to do, see, all the music has stopped. So I'm going to go start the music again. And then I'll come back. Okay, I restarted the music. Now I'm going to do a tricep extension hold. And for that one, I used the 20 pounds. I don't know, I just can't seem to get higher than 20. And I think I'll use my stool here. The cat is on the stool right now, but hey, Father Mackenzie. This cat's name is Father Mackenzie. But I just need to put a hand here. We could both be there. Yeah, that's right. So he's gonna be on the stool, and I'm gonna be here like this, resting one hand, and then the other one is gonna go out like that. I don't think you can really see it all on the screen. I think usually I'm further down. I felt harder than it usually feels for me. I guess I could kind of go like this. Well, then you won't be able to see. So I have to come over here to the other side of the stool and move it to do this side. There we go. Okay, so that was that side. If you're watching this and you see me doing something that you think is wrong, like I'm doing it wrong, I might be. So just let me know, you know. All right, so that was the tricep one. Now I'm gonna do one where you, I don't know what it's called, but like a row, I guess. I think it's a row. I'm gonna do that with the 25-pound dumbbells and hold that. I don't know if my dad does this one or not, but he does all the other ones that I did so far. Okay. Roll that a little bit. Sometimes rolling the shoulders with the weights feels good. And then I'm gonna do I don't know if it's a military press or what, where you hold the weights over your head. I just don't want to hit my ceiling fan here. I'll do that with the 25s as well. Okay. So then there's only one left to do in the series that I've been doing, which is I guess that's a row too, a bent over row. See how I can demonstrate that. Come over here. I'm doing this with a 35, so it's really not quite enough. I need to get a bigger one for this. There's that side. Just want to get that 90-degree angle. Okay, so that's those. Okay, now I'm basically gonna go through the whole thing again, but then I'm gonna do reps instead of holds, and I'm gonna do another set of squats and push-ups first. But this time I'll do the squats with the 20 pounds instead of the 15s. You know, because I'm a little bit more warmed up now than I was. I'll get the legs. I'll do it facing this time so you can see the legs from the front. You want to do one, Father Mackenzie? I think cats do squats, but they have pretty strong legs anyway, so they don't really have to. Okay. Take a little bit of a breather after that one. Dance to my music a little bit, I guess. I just wrote it tonight before the show. Didn't really get a chance to dance to it yet. I'm actually dancing to this for the first time right now. Probably could have made it a little faster, but I think this is fine. Kind of an easy groove, you know. Alright, now I'll do some push-ups. Sometimes I don't like to catch my breath before I do the next exercise because it's kind of fun just to see how much you can do when you're already out of breath. But I'm still a little bit out of breath, so that's fine. And this time, I think I'll go a little bit wider on the push-ups to get more chest engagement. I can do more that way, but still I gotta be careful of the shoulder. I don't know, I've messed it up a couple times. Right now, it feels fine, and if I wait to kind of warm up my body before I do those, then it's usually okay. So now, yeah, just the same things as before, but this time we're gonna do reps. And some of these, like I was saying with the curls before, I can't do 15 reps with the 25 pounds. So what I do is I do as many as I can, and then I have 2 bricks over here, and I finish the rest of the reps with the bricks. But I also penalize myself by 2 reps. So let's say that I only do 11 reps with whatever weight, then I have to start again at 10 and do 5 more. So then really I did, no, that's 6 because counting 10. So really I did 15, or I did 17 instead of 15 in that case. But if I do the full 15, then that's fine. Okay, so let's start with I think they're called flies when you go to the side. Is that right, Father Mackenzie? He doesn't know. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna get there. 13, 14, 15. All right. With those, grab some water real quick. If you don't have any water and you're working out right now too, you should have some water. I'm back from drinking some water now. Just gonna continue on. One more. All right. All right, so that was 15 of those. And I'll just kind of spin it out here a little bit. Alright. Now I gotta do the curls that I've been talking so much about. Uh-oh. Lost the music again. Let me start it. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Seems like it's gonna do that every 15 minutes or so. Oh well. Alright, let's see what we can do with these. Get past 11 this time, I don't know. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12. I don't think I have any more. So now, since I did 12, I finished with the bricks. These are 2 bricks that I have from my yard. Just sitting around. And now, but I have to, instead of starting at 13, I have to start at 11 as punishment for not being able to do all 15 reps. Because I can do 15 reps with 20 pounds easy, you know, so it's pointless to just keep doing that. All right. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. How's that? Now I'll do the ones with the angle on the wrist, and what you're supposed to do is kind of go up in a motion like that. And I can only do I'm going to do the 15 pounds, but I can only do 5 of them usually. I think I got up to 8 a couple weeks ago. So again, I will have to penalize myself and use the bricks to finish it. But that's just how it goes. Well, barely being out those 5, so that's all right. We'll start at 4 now with the bricks. Okay, if you're wondering how much these bricks weigh, I don't know. You know, in addition to the brick, there's also some mortar attached to them that are fused, but I haven't weighed them. I just know that they weigh less than the 15 pounds do, so that I can finish the reps. All right, what's next? Now the tricep extensions, I guess. The 20s. Maybe I should loosen up here. A lot of times when I'm doing this, my mind just starts to wander, and it gives me a good pause in between the movements. But I guess since I'm doing the show, I feel like I'm supposed to be moving the whole time instead of just standing here and thinking about something. So that's a little bit different. What's up, Father McKenzie? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? I don't usually work out with the cat, but sometimes you can actually do curls and stuff with the cat sometimes if they'll stay on their hands. But for Father McKenzie, he's not really good with stuff like that. He just falls off, So I don't want to put him through it. Oh, yeah. He's a great cat. Otherwise, he can't do shoulder rides. My other cat can do the ride on the shoulders. He just balances up there, but not Father McKenzie. He just falls off. All right, I think that's good. We can get into this now. Scoot up the stool here. And I don't know, I kind of felt like my form got a little off at the end of that one. I don't know, not as strong on that as I thought I would be. Okay. Well, so I'll do the rows now. And I've only been doing the holds and then one set of reps on the next round. But the way my dad showed me, you're really supposed to do a round of holds and 2 rounds of reps. But just doing the round of holds and the round of reps has been taking me an hour. So I really haven't had time lately to do the second round of reps. But I don't, you know, I could do an hour and a half and probably do it, you know. But not tonight. Tonight we're just doing an hour. And this gives you everything that you would need to do the same thing, you know, so okay, so that was that, and then I know that this kind of goes against some other things I've been saying, because I know I did the military hold with the 25 pounds, but I'm actually going to do the reps with the 20s, because last time I did them with the 25s, I messed up the shoulder, so now I'm afraid to go any heavier than the 20s. Get a little further back so you can really see. Now, I barely do the full 15 reps with the 20s. In fact, I think I even had worked up to doing 30s at one point.
You can make as many
Over the
videos as
summer,
you want.
I think when it's cold, it's just not a good idea, and become weaker as a result. But that's okay. I'm still doing the movement. And okay, well, there's only one movement left, and that's the sideways row or whatever you call it. I don't know the terms on these, but I know how to do the movement. It's kind of like, knowing how to get somewhere on the road, but you don't know the names of any of the streets. Same kind of thing. You still get there. You just, it's harder to give other people directions over the phone or in an email, text, or something like that. But these days, you don't have to do that because we have all these different online map services. But there's no map service for lifting weights, I guess. All right, here we go. Okay. Switch sides. And then the music shuts off for the final time while I'm in the middle of it. I'll say that's 6. I don't remember. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, come on. 15. Okay. Well, I guess we came in a little under an hour, but that's all right. I am out of breath now. So that's what I've been doing lately. Try to do it 3 times a week at least. And this week I only did it 2.5 times. But, it's better than nothing, I think. And, some weeks I've managed to do it 4 times. And that's pretty good. So, I think that about wraps it up, and I think Jesse, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but have you been working out too, Jesse? Or
I did think about, maybe next time, I did think about actually doing this, and then we could switch cameras back and forth. I don't know. We can figure it out.
Okay.
I would. Oh, there's Father McKenzie. Hey there. Would totally be down to have this again, so we can figure that out. So much fun, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, for me too.
Well, good. I mean, let's get some. Oh wait, this is perfect. The perfect accompaniment. Wait, come back. Oh my. Trying to get
What?
I'm just trying to get my music to work properly.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. Perfect accompaniment. If it would play. Oh no. All right, fine. Oh, where's our goodbye music, Steven?
I can put my music back on. I think we heard enough of that, though.
It's not playing. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's gonna skip 100 times. There we go. All right, guys. Oh, kitty. There. I mean, you are getting notes in the chat. Everybody did enjoy it thoroughly, but the note, they were looking forward to the shorter shorts.
Oh yeah. Well, I just got too insecure about my irritated hair follicles on my butt. I mean, it looks like I have butt acne, and they were so short that it like shows some of it.
Oh.
And I mean, I don't know how much of it really would have appeared on camera.
Well, there's that. But you know what? If you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable, and comfort is
Yeah,
important in working out.
You got to be comfortable. That's exactly.
Yeah.
You know. So maybe one day.
Maybe. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Steven. So much fun. Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. Oh yeah, now they want, no, we can't do a mesh shirts, TOS. We got to be careful of the terms of services over here.
Okay, so you got to have a shirt, and it can't be a mesh shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. I think probably not a wet white shirt either.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? All right, guys. That's it for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, it's One Fall Improv. It's Alex Shoemaker's wrestling-inspired improv show. And then check us out Sunday for New Haha Horizons. It's the return of our Animal Crossing stand-up show. So happy to have you guys here. Check out the full calendar of events at stabcomedytheater.com. Let's see if, we've got some folk. Are there other folks still doing things out there? I want to send you guys out into the night. If our friends are still streaming, where should you go? How about, you know what? How about instead you get some more music on? Send you one of my favorite music streams. I'm gonna send you over to Booty Mashup. Hold on, guys. If you like mashups, this is gonna be a treat. Give them a try. They're a lot of fun. Hold on for the raid. I will see you guys tomorrow.
I put the computer in the top of the cat tree, so I think that he's mad because that's to be up here. Yep. When do you think you're going to start opening up again? Okay. Yeah.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. If you want my future.